guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and we have got a new Dragon Ball story event here. We are getting another one added to the Dragon Ball Z section. This is going to be the start of the Planet Namek Saga, right? So this is going to cover the beginning of the Namek Saga up until when the Ginyu Force actually arrives. So let's go and take a look at what we've got in here, right? So there is now going to be 8 stages. You know what's funny is I literally did just grind up this Kid Gohan recently, and his drop rate was horrendous, one of the worst ever. I assume they'll probably make it a lot better now that there is a category drop rate bonus we can get, which I believe is rapid growth. So there's this Kid Gohan. At this point, he's aged out. I mean, he came out with the 3-year anniversary back in 2018, just a very long time ago. There's a new support memory that we're able to grind up, the Krillin support memory right here. Of course, in order to get this, we have to do all of the missions to unlock Krillin, which I'll show in a second. We have the Gohan, then there's medals to awaken that Kid Gohan as well, the 50% support. And then we'll be able to get Hidden Potential System orbs to rainbow this Kid Gohan for free, right there. And then Rapid Growth is the category drop rate bonus in here, I believe. So, alright, let's go ahead and jump in, and let's take a look at the new Dragon Ball story event. I always do enjoy doing these. Oh, I should show the missions that we'll have to do for each stage. So I've built a team right here that should be able to get all of the missions done. And then, yeah, there's Rapid Growth, which is the drop rate bonus. So here is the event right here. The Fierce Battle for Planet Namek. We have the 8 stages, and then the missions are like so, right? So we need to clear stage 1 with a Planet Namek Saga character, which, as you guys can see, pretty much the entire team I'm using is Planet Namek Saga. Then it wants us to clear stage 2 with a Hybrid Saiyan and an Earthling. We have the Kid Gohan on there, and then the Vegeta and Krillin. Remember, it's an exchange character, so this is an Earthling category character, right? Then it wants us to do it with an Inhuman Deeds character, which LR Full Power Frieza is on the team, so that's that. Then we want an Exploding Rage character, which both Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza are. Then stage 5, we want a character with Saiyan Warrior Race. Namek Goku has got Saiyan Warrior Race, so we have that covered. Stage 6, we want a Dragon Ball Seeker category character, which the Kid Gohan, of course, is Dragon Ball Seekers. And I believe several other units around Dragon Ball Seekers here as well. They want us to do stage 7 with a Gifted Warrior category character, which we have with Full Power Friezas on Gifted Warriors. And then finally, stage 8, they want us to clear with a character that has the link Courage, and that is the final one. And then Courage, of course, is a very uncommon link, but the Krillin and Vegeta have, I believe it is, no, this is Turtle School. Courage is this one? Yeah, this is Courage right here. So, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see if there are any, interesting cutscenes or anything that plays. I do enjoy doing these Dragon Ball story events, right? And again, sort of seeing different cutscenes play and stuff like that. So nothing at the start. Yeah, dude, it was just like a week ago or something like that, where I was doing this stage trying to get this Kid Gohan, and the drop rate was just absolutely horrendous. Oh, I didn't have this in her. I'm stupid. I saw the thing and I was like, oh, like we're good. Like it's not clicked, but it's not. Damn it! It's so the button scenario on shows us the story. In my head, I was thinking it was like the active skill and intro skips where it's on means that the skip is on, right? Okay, we got to do stage 1 again because again, I like to get the cutscenes and the dialogue and stuff like that actually in the video here. So. I fumbled. My bad. Look at me fumbling like this. I can't believe I did that. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, it's off. Perfect. But no, it has to be on. They might as well, I don't know. I was going to say, make the button be just a skip button, right? The story is on unless it's on. Just, all right, whatever. Sure. Notice we did not get the Kid Gohan drop because... Again, I assume the Kid Gohan drop is going to be pretty uncommon to get, right? Would be my sort of assumption with that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. This time, we'll be able to get the actual story here of the beginning of Planet Namek, right? So remember, after the fight with the Saiyans, Goku is, completely obliterated. They need to find a ship to get to Planet Namek. Oh, they're using the Kid Gohan assets right there. Interesting. I recognize that. That's Kid Gohan his active skill. That's what that was. That's like, because he like lands and then he powers up and goes into the active skill right here. So the beginning of this is just Gohan and Krillin, I think, doing their sort of like image training that they do on the ship. It's a cool little sequence, you know, when they're traveling to Planet Namek Saga. You know, they're kind of just like dancing around and stuff like that. I think it actually is a pretty interesting scene, sort of showing the, you know, potential like mind preparation training stuff they could do. Planet Namek Saga introduces a number of concepts that are not really gone back to. I guess Piccolo is always sort of doing like that type of meditation training, right? We don't see much of that in the series, I feel like. And then of course there's also, you know, like Goku trains on the spaceship and then he arrives on Namek and he just puts his hand on Krillin's head and he reads his mind, right? Like, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Goku never does that again, right? Where it's just like, all right, I'll just, oh, cool, I know everything that's going on now. I mean, it's definitely, you know, good for the story that Goku is able to arrive, like, read Krillin's mind, and then instantly get a grasp of, like, the situation on Namek and about Frieza and all that stuff, but still a bit goofy. So yeah, all the stuff to grind from this event is definitely stuff I am not going to need, right? Because all of these stages and stuff like that, these dropped, again, this is 2018, right? Like, some of these medals have been available in the Baba shop for years, right? Like, there's that medal for the Kid Gohan medal. I don't think the Kid Gohan medal has been available in the Baba shop. I think that might actually be one that you do have to actually grind from here, but I have a number of copies of that. Now, I'm not too surprised, by the way, that, okay, that's LR, Kid Gohan, and Krillin, right? I'm not too surprised that they're choosing this event right now, this Planet Namek Saga story event, for one of these Dragon Balls, like, sort of stories. I think they do try and do some of these events where they've got, you know, major animations already sort of like in the game, right? You know, be it support memories or, you know, like you know, active skills, intro animations. So right now the Tanabata Celebration is covering the future Trunks arc, but they did not do the Dragon Ball story for the future Trunks arc. To me, that's not surprising, because I think we're going to be getting, you know, future characters like Merge Zamasu as an LR, or like more Vegito Blue type stuff and stuff like that. Like, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. So some of those, like, you know, arcs with like really major characters are still going to introduce. They're kind of waiting to do these Dragon Ball story, like, events, right? So like, think of like the Buu saga. Like, I think we potentially could see, like, you know, still like an LR Ultimate Gohan or LR Gotenks. Like, you know, Fat Buu, I think, could get a Dokkan Fest at some point. So they might be holding off on that. Whereas, like, the beginning of the Namek saga, there's not much for them to grab from this portion of the story. Because, like, for mostly, again, like, active skills, intros, that type of stuff, Zarbon and Dodoria, I do think are characters deserving of at least, like, a top-tier banner unit, right? Like, all we got was the free-to-play Zarbon and Dodoria duo unit, but I think that each of them individually, I don't know if I would say that Zarbon deserves a Dokkan Fest, but I feel like that probably wouldn't go over very well, but, you know, they could definitely do, like, some sort of transforming Zarbon card. I do think that's more than, like they definitely could do that. I think Zarbon is on that level of character. Again, that could be a banner unit. Dodoria does deserve a unit as well. They always could do Dodoria from the Bardock special as well, because remember, Dodoria does sort of, like, take out all of the, you know, Team Bardock members. But one thing I felt that Dokkan should have done is that they should have included all of those Team Bardock characters, like, from that special on the Planet Namek Saga category. Because it's like all that stuff is sort of introduced and talked about a lot during the Namek Saga. So I feel like they definitely could have done that, right? And that way, if, you know, they did do, like, sort of like a Bardock special celebration, which I think is going to happen at some point, what they'd be able to do is, you know, release a Dodoria, like, sort of like in that fashion, right? Certainly. I don't know. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I do think Zarbon and Dodoria deserve characters, but like when it comes to like Dokkan Fest, could Krillin and Gohan as a duo unit be a Dokkan Fest? I think so. I remember Gresh told me that Buchigiri match actually dropped Namek Saga Krillin and Gohan as a Dokkan Fest character. But Dokkan, you know, they already dropped them as an LR, right? By the way, this stage right here, stage 3, this one is called Vegeta the Traitor. The rewards for beating this are pretty good. It drops Senzus and then the 2 different time chamber training items. So this actually potentially could be a fairly solid stage to grind up as a new player. I feel like that's potentially a video I could do. Like, what are some good stages new players could grind up that would give you valuable resources, right? Let's see what we get. Did we get the really good time chamber, which I believe is the... I think it's a 350 million or just a normal one. We just got this one. Okay. So again, this stage drops Senzus, which can be very helpful. And then this one right here, this is a 50 times gravity chamber. This is a very good training location, right? And then that also could drop the really good training item, which... Let me double check what that's called. Is it the 300 times gravity? I want to quickly, like, double check that. Like, what the actual official name is for that one. And let's keep going. You know, we're getting all the missions on and stuff like that. It's the 150 times gravity chamber. That's what that is. Here, I could actually... I might as well just flip over right here, right? So, again, that stage, you know, we could drop the Senzus and then these right here. And then, you know, these are very, very good. Here's all the different time chambers and stuff like that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go back. We're on the next stage right here. So, yeah, there's Zarbon and Dodoria. I feel like they even could release, like, a Frieza, Zarbon, and Dodoria unit as well. The only thing is, what teams would that character be on? They'd be on Planet Namek Saga. They might end up on, like, Inhuman Deeds, Dragon Ball Seekers, Join Forces. They probably won't be on too many teams. But I'm just trying to think of potential, like, Dokkan Fest characters or, like, LRs that they could drop from this early Namek Saga. And again, there's not really too much that I think they could potentially drop, right? In terms of, like, what I would consider a premium unit, right? Premium unit being, again, like a summonable LR or a Dokkan Festival exclusive. You know, the early Namek Saga, because it's like, it's actually very, like, thrilling the first time you read it, right? It's kind of like a big-time cat and mouse game between Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, Dodoria, Zarbon, and Frieza, right? There's a lot of, like, sneaking around, keeping power levels hidden and stuff like that, because it's just like Krillin and Gohan are trying to get the Dragon Balls, right? And, like, they don't stand a chance against any of the characters. Dodoria, Zarbon, Frieza, Vegeta, none of them. They would all obliterate Krillin and Gohan, right? So, like, they're just constantly trying to sneak around. And then, of course, we know, like, Frieza's comparable to Super Saiyan Goku. So, like, it's so funny, because Frieza at any point could have just decided, that's enough of this. Why don't I get serious? And then just completely destroy them, right? Like, at literally any moment, Frieza could have, like, gone final form. And, like, with his speed and stuff like that, I feel like he could have instantly searched the planet in, like, seconds or something and found all of them, even though he wasn't able to actually, sense ki and stuff like that. Alright, so now we're going to move on to stage 5. This is the Vegeta versus Dodoria stage. Yeah, a lot of these stages don't really have, like, great items. I feel like they could have dropped one mistake Dokkan did right here. So remember, a lot of times what they were doing in 2021 is they would add support memories to story events. They did not do that with this one. Now, I know people are going to point out the Krillin support memory, but that's just one to get from mission. All the Dragon Ball stories have that. I feel like they should have added a second support memory that you could have been able to grind up. I don't know what the support memory, like, exactly would have been, but I do think that's something that they could have, like put in here, right? Like, a new support memory for us to grind up, because all of these stages, right? Like, one of the stages is dropping a Scouter item, a Dende item. I mean, some of these can be, like, Dende items could be useful, sure, right? Or, like, some of these medals, but for the most part, I feel like most players are not going to have incentive to grind many of these stages beyond, like, just, like, the once or twice or something like that, right? All right, so we'll get this stage go ahead and done right there. and then we can move on to the next one. And yeah, there's just not really any cutscenes, right? Because none of these characters have active skills, intros. Like, when we would do one of these for, like, some of these other, like I guess, like sagas, like, it could be way more interesting. You know what's funny is, maybe I'm wrong, because they did drop the Saiyan Saga Dragon Ball story event, right? And then they dropped characters that had crazy, like, Kaioken Goku and Great Ape Vegeta. I mean, they came out 3 months later, basically, after the Saiyan Saga Dragon Ball story. And, you know, they had intros. They had, you know, the Goku doing the Spirit Bomb active skill, Vegeta going Great Ape active skill. Like, but none of those were actually in, the, whatchamacallit. None of those were in that Dragon Ball story event, so that's interesting to think about. Alright, so yeah, see, like, so this is a stage where we're fighting Zarbon right here. This one it could have been so easy, man, if they had released a transforming Zarbon at this point, for, like, that to be the boss right here, and then they could actually have the animation. Like, besides the Krillin support memory, I don't know that we're going to see any animations or, like, sort of, like, cutscenes in this Dragon Ball story, right? Because there is, like, Krillin and Gohan, like, there's a Krillin and Gohan LR where they power up, but, like, that would be in the planet, like, the Ginyu Force section of the planet Namek Saga, right? Because Krillin and Gohan powering up like that, they do that against, Guldo is the character that they actually do that power up against. So, I do not know. Alright. Okay. So we got this stage done. Oh, no. Yeah, now Zarbon transforms. Let's see what it does. Yeah, but it just does something like that. See, that's boring. Monster Zarbon, by the way, that is the only unit in the game Monster Zarbon has. I believe he came out with the original Dokkan Fest Full Power Frieza, that Monster Zarbon. I think that banner, it was Dokkan Fest Full Power Frieza. I think it was the SSR Super Saiyan Goku. They released Monster Zarbon as a, like, SR, and then I think they released, like, a rare nail at the same time, I think. Or, like, an SR nail or something like that came out. Because I think the Namek Goku and the SR nail were designed to help you beat, the Full Power Frieza Dokkan event at the time. Because, remember, Full Power Frieza had one of those insta-kill, like, one-shot attacks. And, you know, the nail and the Namek Goku's passive would allow them to survive a KO attack. So the point of them would be you would put them in the final slot. You know, you would take a bajillion damage from Full Power Frieza's KO attack, but you'd be able to survive thanks to their passives, right? But there's a pool. Poor Apul. We don't have, like, the Apul squad actually having, like, good units here in Dokkan. Well, I don't want to say that they're good in Legends, but, you know, you have the full Apul squad actually in Legends, whereas Dokkan, right, does not really have the full Apul squad and stuff like that, right? All right, so that's Frieza, I believe, you know, calling the Ginyu Force. All right, so now we're going to move on to, I believe, no, there's 2 more stages. Yeah, another stage against Super Zarbon. This is where we're going to get the Kid Gohan medal, right? Which characters awaken with this Kid Gohan medal? Let me take a look here. All right, so we'll go ahead and finish up this stage right here. Bam. Continuing to get the missions. All right, so stage 7, this is where we get the Kid Gohan medal. There's 3 characters that Dokkan awaken with this medal. The free-to-play Kid Gohan, the 50% support Kid Gohan, and then the LR Krillin and Gohan. All Dokkan awaken with this medal. So this is a medal you certainly would need, you know, at least a reasonable amount of copies for, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in here. Again, there's no, like, cutscenes or animations or anything like that we'd be able to get. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is going to be Krillin. They're going to play it? Yeah, they do. Okay. Such a bummer, by the way, that support memories are not voiced. I think a very exciting update that Dokkan could do would be allow support memories to be voiced. I think that would be a really good, you know, like if we had one of these version updates and that was just one of the things in the news that it said, like, oh, all support memories are going to be gaining, like, voice lines. People would be they would be way better. Like, some of those, like, Majin Vegeta, like, transforming, like, with Vegeta's actual scream, like, you know, that support memory would be way better, right? There's a lot of lines, you know, Goku, like, taunting Frieza, that you can't even kill one man, but you could destroy planets, right? Like, that support memory would go so much harder if we actually had, voice acting along with it. So hopefully we would get that, right? Like, voice acting at some point on these. Because especially if they're going to, like, some of those scenes, Frieza, Goresh has mentioned this, that the Frieza support memory in particular, Frieza, the iconic line, him telling what his power level is, just dwarfing, like, all these characters are in, like, the 20,000 range, and then Frieza's at 500,000, right? It's just, like, stunning. That could have been an intro, like an intro animation for Frieza, but they already used it for the support memory. I suppose they could just do it again, though. It's definitely very possible. Okay, so now we're going to go into the final stage right here. This is going to be the stage where we grind up the orbs for Kid Gohan, right? We'll actually be able to grind up the, potential orbs for the Kid Gohan free-to-play unit. Again, at this point, years after his release, there's not really much we can do for this Kid Gohan. He's well past his sort of prime at this point, right? Like, this character is not, like, some character that's going to be really helpful in events or something. Like, I don't know of, like, anywhere that you would use this Kid Gohan, quite honestly. I can't think of a single stage at all. Alright, so they didn't update this at all. This is exactly the same as it was before. Interesting, okay. I was curious if they would do any updates to this or anything, but now this is the exact same format, because the second, like, I just grinded up all these free-to-play characters, right? The Piccolo, the Kid Gohan, the second form Frieza. They all have slightly different formats in the way the stages are structured. I think the Piccolo's had best by far. Second form Frieza's was just the small 3 paths, and you pick one of the 3 to go down. This one is sort of like a bigger kind of like labyrinth type stage, right? There aren't many of those like labyrinth type stages anymore, right? Where they have like these big sprawling paths and stuff like that. For the most part these days, it's just a straight line for many of these stages, right? Like that's kind of the fashion in which they decide to do it. Just having like a straight line that you just sort of like go right down, and you get whatever items are there and stuff like that, and you get done, right? So there we go. There is the Planet Namek Saga Dragon Ball story event. Kind of a boring one, because there's no like cutscenes and stuff like that, because there's no like active skills and stuff to add in here. But like, I'm even struggling to think of characters, unless they're gonna do like a Zarbon Dokkan Fest, or I mean, they certainly could drop like a first form Frieza Dokkan Fest. They could do a final form Frieza Dokkan Fest, but that would be, the end, like a later on stage. So, this is just kind of the beginning of Planet Namek Saga does not have a lot of sort of like meat and potatoes to it. So there we go. That should be all of the missions completed here. And we should be able to go ahead and get our Krillin support memory. So we'll have yet another support memory unlocked. At this point, there's a lot of support memories in the game, right? And we're only going to continue to get a lot more, too. Oh, my dailies. Sure, we'll grab my dailies as well while we're here. Go ahead and grab those. So let's go to the Dragon Ball Saga, or, well, the Planet Namek Saga Dragon Ball story all completed. And then they had some of the old missions in here for getting the Kid Gohan, done and all that. So let's go ahead and grab these. And then, whabam, we now have the new support memory here for Krillin. Support memories are this one right here. And then, bam, there we go. Another section to the Dragon Ball Z. We have another Dragon Ball Z support memory unlocked. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.